It is with saddened hearts that we announce the death of Ms. Brenda Henrietta Edward, better known as Cynthia of Palmer's Road, Suffolk, who passed away on Saturday, January 4, 2025, at St. Jude Hospital, V4. She was 60 years old. She was predeceased by her parents, Evans and Georgiana Edward, sister Shirley Charles, brother Desmond Edward, all of Forbany Suffolk. Left to mourn her husband, Frederick Penn of North Carolina, USA, two daughters, Lynthia and Lynn Edward of Canada, three grandchildren, Jomara, Journey, and Jordan, all of Canada, seven sisters, Leah Charles of PI, Sharon Edward of Canada, Corina Edward of Canada, Sandra Frederico of Canada, Lucinda Dennis of St. Croix, Tekla Edward of Montjac, Marlene Edward of Montjac. Three brothers, Roy Edward of Forbany Suffolk, Kendall and Mikey Edward of Canada. Several nieces, Corinthia Edward of Canada, Lorena Charles of PI, Leanne Edward of PI, Twyla Edward of Canada, Sinead Edward of the USVI, Stacey Edward of Canada, Sherry Edward of Canada, Eva Edward of Canada, Vidalia Edward of Canada, Kathy Edward of Canada, Desiree Charles of Canada, Casey Dennis of South Carolina, Pian Dennis of the USA, Chanel Glenda Charles of Suffolk, Samantha Charles of the US, several nephews including Kenyon Edward of Zurich, Switzerland, Al Edgar of PI, Dorval Edward of V4, Donald Edward of Canada, Miguel Edward of Canada, Zen Edward of Canada, Jasmine Edward of Canada, Sheldon Charles of Forbany Suffolk, Uriah Edward of PI, Levi Dennis of the US, Elroy Purpey of Canada, Carter Edward, Jaden Edward, Riley Edward, all of Canada, Steve Purpey and Mikey Purpey, both of Suffolk, Kenrick Purpey of Canada, Fabian Charles of Suffolk, Delroy Joseph of Palmas, Suffolk. Many cousins, including Sylvester Dixon and family of Balata, Mary Charles of Palmas, Suffolk, ASP Aldrich Ray Bernard of the Royal St. Police Force, Martina Bernard of Canaries, Ivy Symphorian and family of Palmas, Cleophas and Cyril Double and family of Caridi Castries, Agnes Sherbin and family of Rockall Castries, Annette Mercier of Brooklyn, New York, Marilyn Francis and family of Ballenbush and Church Street, Suffolk, Stephen Foswan family of Leclerc, Allison and Militia Agard of Pave, Gregory Edward of Rockall, Castries, Albert Eli of Pave, Shirley Snack and family of St. Croix, Prim King of Barbados, Gift and Julia King of Mondador, Joseph Charles and family of Denry, Lucy Felix and family of Etang, Suffolk, two aunts, Helena Snack and family of Palmas, Joanna Greaves and family of Barbados, best friend, Pontian Simon of Palmas, Suffolk, friends, Annie Gidari of New Development, Suffolk, Joyce Alexander Stowe and husband of Humming Beach Bird Resort in Suffolk. Also left to mourn, children of deceased Peter Charles of Palmas, children of deceased Evanius Charles of Canaries, children of deceased Eli Double of Castries, children of deceased Gilbert Charles of Palmas, children of deceased Pastor Augustine Joe Charles, and family of V4. Also left to mourn, many other relatives and friends too numerous to mention. The funeral service for Miss Brenda Henrietta Edward, better known as Cynthia of Palmers Road, Soufrière, will take place on Friday, January 24, 2025 at 3 p.m. at the Ramballis Funeral Chapel at Latony, V4.